live.
Yo, kid, Rich TV Live. You know it's a full alert, baby.
It's Bugatti Beats.
Yeah. Full alert, it's full alert. Full alert, it's full alert. Full alert, it's full alert. Yeah. I told y'all motherfuckers about Aurora and I was gonna blow up. And Cura did the same and made you throw up. I was talking about Kush bottles, KSHB. I was talking about I ain't this and what they gon' be. It was BBO. We gave you all the answers. TRST shit, you know it's interest. Don't forget about Africa. We brought you into harvest. But why you still hate on the kid? Why? That shit is fuck. That's just the 52-week lows. That's just how it goes. Rich TV is here. We about to make some dough. Yo, right on everything in January. Shit is popping out. Rolling up some good in the backwater and we puffing clouds. Bow down, I ain't a hater like you. Bow down to a greater trader than you. Bow down, I ain't a hater like you. Bow down to a greater trader than you. Yeah, full alert, it's full alert. Full alert, it's full alert. Full alert, it's full alert. Yeah, full alert, it's full alert. Let me take you to the future with ACV on top and Africa right next to that shit in the second slot. I'm like Jordan in his prime, shooting with Pippen, making money all the time, fucking with some man. Kush bottles ain't going nowhere. You know it's gaining hype, and if you ain't watching, you ain't winning. It's time to say goodnight. Fever with the fever, that shit diva with the heater. You can leave that shit with Beaver. I don't fuck with non-believers. I got fire in my pocket, take my way up to Supreme. If you bet on this company, you gon' make some cream. XLY, I got lots of that. It's about to pop it fat. I ain't gotta stop the rap to tell you that you copping that. Vivo, I got that in my speedo. With eyes closed, eating a burrito or eating on some fucking Cheetos. Yeah, you know you buy that shit. It's a new strike on these haters, and the missile get you hit. Yeah, bow down, I ain't a hater like you. Bow down to a greater trader than you. Bow down, I ain't a hater like you. Bow down to a greater trader than you. Yeah, full alert, it's full alert. Yo, full alert, it's full alert. Full alert, it's full alert. Yo, full alert, it's full alert. TV Live. Ill kid in the fucking building.
How you guys all doing? This is Rich from Rich TV Live, Aurora Cannabis. The company defining the future of cannabis worldwide today announced the grand opening of its flagship retail store at 10 a.m. Mountain on November 27th. Today in the West Edmonton Mall. I have physically been at the West Edmonton Mall multiple times. It's actually the first time I ever shot a gun was at the West Edmonton Mall. I think it was called the Wild Wild West shooting range. I don't know if it's still there. Great mall, huge mall. And now they've got Aurora Cannabis. And not just Aurora Cannabis. An 11,000 square foot store. Aurora has combined both a retail cannabis store and an immersive experiential experience space, encouraging visitors from around the world to explore unique products and participate in a rotating calendar of programming and events. Aurora's flagship store offers visitors a safe, age-gated retail experience in full compliance with all relevant federal and provincial regulations. This is Terry Booth, CEO of Aurora, who bought $1 million worth of stock last Monday. The bottom. I told you guys November 18th was the bottom. And to write down that date, Aurora is proud to call Edmonton home. It's here where we established our roots and built our business. There's no better place for us to open the doors to our flagship store and to welcome consumers from all around the world to join us in celebrating how far the cannabis movement has come and how quickly it continues to grow. Terry Booth, CEO of Aurora. The space is a reflection of Aurora's core values, a celebration of our past, and cements our position as an innovative industry leader. We invite new and experienced consumers alike to come learn and explore. See, now you got me thinking what's going to happen at the store, and I might even have to go to the store, maybe even make a video because it ain't that far away. Technically, I could drive there. Following many firsts for the West Edmonton Mall, the partner makes Aurora the first cannabis retailer to operate within a mall of this size. With Aurora serving as the mall's exclusive cannabis retailer, West Edmonton Mall prides itself on delivering unique, one-of-a-kind experience to its 30 million annual visitors. That's right, 30 million annual visitors. We are, in fact, the internationally recognized pioneers of merging retail and entertainment and maximizing the synergies between the two. We often accomplish our goal with world-class partners. What makes this collaboration particularly special is that our world-class and best-in-class partner, Aurora, is based right here in Edmonton. It is only through these unique circumstances that such an incredible project could come together, said David, the CEO of West Edmonton Mall. To design an innovative retail experience, Aurora enlisted Bruce Mao Design in collaboration with GMC Architects, creating a place for consumers to gather, inspired by technology, innovation, and nature. This space explores the relationship between the natural elements that are core to the Aurora brand and the state-of-the-art production and commitment to industry advancement that drives Aurora's continued growth. References to mountains, sky, water, and sun permeate through material, lighting, and digital experiences. The flagship stores will host world-class researchers, creators, and culture makers to lead sessions with artists, chefs, local innovators, and experts in the emerging world of cannabis to deliver next-level inspirational experiences. In the age-gated cannabis sector, visitors will have access to over 42 different cannabis products from the Aurora family of brands, such as San Rafael, 71, Alta V, Whistler Cannabis Co., and Woodstock, all while being served by passionate and knowledgeable retail staff. Store features and design highlights, embracing nature. Enhanced natural materials like quartz, oak, and opal scent panels have been used throughout the space as a nod to Aurora's roots in the foothills of the Rockies. Bringing the outside in, a digital skylight produces a remarkable true effect of natural sunlight and a clear blue sky. With the feeling of the sun streaming in, visitors will be able to bask in the light from a seat on the bleachers designed as flexible seating for events. This sounds pretty cool. Homegrown, Aurora is proud to call Edmonton home and is committed to celebrating the people and communities who make it great. Homegrown is a mural painted by local art collective Rust Magic. It's a celebration of street art and a tribute to the culture of Edmonton. The grand opening consumer celebration, Chance to Win. To celebrate the opening of Aurora Cannabis Flagship, Canadians are invited to enter to win a custom Rust Magic designed Levi's denim jacket. Simply share your Aurora experience via a photo on Twitter or Instagram using the #, Aurora Flagship for a chance to win. Contest runs from November 26, 2019 to midnight on November 30th, 2019. Some big news for Aurora Cannabis, and the stock is clearly doing well today. I think that Aurora, in my opinion, is greatly undervalued, underappreciated, and underexposed. I think the future for Aurora is tremendous, and I think the upside from Aurora is tremendous. Now, we're live talking about it. We're always live talking about it, and we try to be first. So while we're live talking about it, could you smash that like button? Could you find it in your heart to smash that like button? Thank you for the 4 people that smashed the like button. I appreciate you guys. I thank you guys. But we got to get our likes game up. Okay, we're up to 6. That's a little better. No, they actually have a place called the Wild Wild West at West Edmonton Mall where you can shoot a gun legally. And that was, to be honest with you, that was the first place I ever shot a gun. Was at the West Edmonton Mall. At the shooting range. Dale asks, is ACB opening in West Edmonton Mall good play? I think it's an amazing move. West Edmonton Mall has 30 million people that visit each year. They're building an experience, I think similar to what they're trying to do with Planet 13, how they're creating an experience for cannabis connoisseurs, cannabis enthusiasts. This is what we need more of in the cannabis sector and in Canada. We need a place for the people who want to smoke cannabis and use cannabis products, edibles, beverages, to go and be entertained and spend their time. And in doing that, you will get more sales. You'll have everybody isolated in one area that's all focused on the same thing. It's not going to be affecting anybody else in the community. And you can create environments that are entertaining and engaging for people that like cannabis. Reefer Aljoin says, sounds appropriate. Wild Wild West. Isn't that what we called cannabis trading? How appropriate. Yeah, in fact, it is. In fact, it is. Yo, what's up, Don? How you doing, buddy? Hope you guys are having a good day. I really like this news on Aurora Cannabis, and it's good to see the cannabis stocks are doing well today. If you guys have a chance, smash the like button. I appreciate it. Thank you guys very much. And we're seeing a lot of green today after actually make that 3 red days in a row. We had 6 red days in a row, 3 big green days where the sector went up 25%. And now we've had 3 red days in a row, and we're trying to finish green today. We've got 12 minutes left in the market. It's really close, like really close. We're somewhat green in Canada, and we're somewhat red in America right now. But we're close to being green across North America. Very, very close. Oh man, it's as close as it gets. So it looks like we might finish green here, which is good. This is what we need. Some of the winners today include Kush Bottles right now up 12.9%, Zenabis up 11%, Organigram up 5%, CVSI up 5%, Aurora up 4%, Hexo up 3.75%, Afria up 3.74%, Canopy Growth up 3.2%, T-God up 2.7%, Acreage up 2.3%. And let's take a look at what else was popping today. If there's anything else you guys want me to look at or talk about, or anything else that was popping today in the markets that you want me to address, please drop it into the comment section. If you haven't smashed the like button, please smash the like button and comment down below. We also interviewed the Chief Technology Officer of Namaste. The video is out today. Take a look at that video. Another stock that's on full alert right now is TBP. They are absolutely on fire. Tetro Biopharma is absolutely on a full alert right now in the cannabis sector. They're up 55% in the last 2 days alone on big news, huge news. And I believe they're working on FDA approval of a product. So keep your eyes on TBP, Tetra Biopharma, up 55% in the last 2 days alone. I think this is the beginning, guys. We're going to see a lot of cannabis companies opening up a lot of stores, and you're going to see the revenues go through the roof, and you'll see the prices follow. I wish everybody a Thanksgiving in America. I love you guys in America. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys. I really wish you guys all a happy, healthy, and safe Thanksgiving. From Canadian to the Americans that are watching, we wish you all a happy healthy, and successful Thanksgiving tomorrow. What about Westleaf? You know, I haven't really focused on them that much. Is there something like, should I be? Like, you know, there's so many companies right now. And I think the key right now is for us to identify the best. More dispensaries, more stores will be good for the sector, yes. Sheldon Snow says, I hope ACB buys out High Tide, then they will have stores everywhere. I think you won't see anybody buying anybody out as long as the prices stay so low. The only companies that will be buying people out moving forward are companies who have higher share prices. As long as you see these stocks stay low, I don't think we're going to see anybody buying anybody out because they just don't have the value. They don't have the resources. Reefer Al Joint says ACB with facilities across Canada, coast to coast, and now retail without expansion expenses too, plus this week's payroll saving millions in future liabilities. ACB worth keeping an eye on. I think ACB has an incredible future. And I think that these prices are a gift. I really do. I never thought we'd see these prices again. But I could say that for a lot of stocks right now. Will Johnson says, check out Westleaf's interesting retail concept. P.S. Thanks for the mention. Hey, no problem, man. Sheldon Snow says, ACB already invests in High Tide. Yeah, and you know, who knows? I like High Tide, so that would be an amazing acquisition. But like I said, as far as them acquiring the entire business, I think that they would have to give out too many shares right now at the price that they're at. It would create too much dilution. And I think right now you're going to see companies focus on building their revenues, building their balance sheets, as opposed to focusing on acquisitions. Because as we've seen with companies that are in America specifically, and some companies in Canada like Labs and Balance Growworks, the companies that are profitable, companies that have EBITDA, companies that are on the path to profitability, adjusted operating income, are doing better. They have a future. And the companies that are not profitable, the market's not going to stand for it anymore. And if you're not profitable, your stock's going to go down. Sudeep asks, should I buy more ACB stocks? I think ACB has a future. It's not up to me to tell you whether or not you should buy. That's something that you have to decide. But I think that ACB has an incredible future. And if you look at their prices right now, this is the lowest you could buy Aurora Cannabis since 2017. So in my opinion, this is a buy. Sheldon Snow says, here they could push all their own products. Just saying, it looks like a no-brainer to me. Yeah, I mean, it's very possible. Another 100 million for 20-something stores. It's a possibility. I just don't see them wanting to do acquisitions and diluting further right now. I don't think that the shareholders would like that. Will Johnson asks, what do you think about Labs? I really love Labs. I've traded them 4 times this year, or maybe 5 times, and made money every single time. I'm just looking for the bottom on Labs, and I will most likely be positioning myself in Labs again. Roy says, I hope... Roy says, I hope Xena starts moving up tomorrow after rights expire. Well, they're up today, so that was good. Berg G says, once ACB announces a major deal, it will pop. I agree. I think there's a lot of catalysts that are coming, and I think ACB is positioned to be one of the companies that has the most interest because they're global. They're in 25 countries worldwide. They're already doing business with the UFC, and we've seen that a lot of big celebrities have partnered with Canopy Growth, and that's why I've been telling you that Canopy Growth is LeBron James of cannabis stocks. They've always been number one. I believe they continue to be, and they need to get to the path to profitability too. So the reality is, last year, you did not need to be profitable. This year, profitability matters. So the companies that are profitable are standing to be in the best position. Companies like TrueLeaf, companies like Labs, companies like Valens Growworks, companies like Village Farms. They're in a position of power because they actually have cash flow. Companies that do not have cash flow are struggling right now looking for money. And because their stock has been beat down so much, they don't have the ability to raise as much money because the stock has less value. Because the stock has less value, what you're seeing is less deals being done. Last year was the year of the deal. So many deals got done last year because everybody's prices were so high, it made sense for them to use their stock to acquire their growth. This year, the prices have gone down so much that you don't see anybody doing any deals because they don't want to give away too much stock to acquire their growth. This is what's happening. Dave says, should I buy my Xena rights? I don't know what that will do. Is the same as buying their stock. Well, I sold my rights and then I took the proceeds and I bought common shares. That's what I did. Bert says, ACB, Afria, Cron, my holdings. You got 3 of the biggest in Canada. Bert says, CGC, I don't know. I think CGC is one of the biggest in the cannabis sector and will be one of the biggest in the world, along with Canopy Growth, Afria, and Cron. I think all 4 of them will be global giants. And they already are, to be quite honest, because they focused on being first movers. Will Johnson says, check out oils with their patents be worth anything, and will their stock price reflect their intellectual property? I like that company. I think they have a future, but like a lot of companies, you know, anyone under $1 is in trouble. Agata Abdel asks, which healthy company is focused on medical patients only? Well, I know one company that's really focused on medical patients is Aleafia Health. Aleafia Health is one of the companies that's really focused on medical patients. I think they have an incredible future, but like a lot of other stocks, they've been beat up too. Sheldon Snow says, Bert, CGC has $2 billion cash. In my opinion, CGC is too big to fail. ACB CEO says it's a medicals company. Well, ACB is vertically integrated. They're involved in everything. So I wouldn't call them a medicals company. I would call them a cannabis vertically integrated conglomerate that is global in 25 countries, and they're the biggest. Reefer Al Joint says Trulieve in Florida only sells medical, and they've done an incredible job. Sheldon Snow says medical cannabis has the best margins in the game. Will Johnson says, what's the best stock for genetic engineering, hemp, and cannabis? That's a good question. NASDAQ says America is winning the trade war and cannabis. Yeah, invest in American MSOs. I'm a big fan of Canopy Rivers. I'm a shareholder of Canopy Rivers. I want more Canopy Rivers. Kevin Durant just joined Canopy Rivers. I think Canopy Rivers is going to be huge. But I do like Trulieve. I like Curaleaf. I like C-Web. I like a lot of companies. Kush Bottles. There's a lot of companies that I like in America. Dale says Canamed, MedRelief. Yeah, 2 of the companies that Aurora has already acquired. Sheldon Snow says, wait till insurance and health coverage starts to cover all cannabis medicine. That will be epic. Yeah, this is a worldwide business. This is a worldwide phenomenon. This is a revolution, and we are just getting started. Thank you guys for the 24 likes. I appreciate you guys. Let's get our likes game up. We want to get as many likes as people that are watching, if not more. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for being here. We are talking about Aurora Cannabis and how they open up their flagship store, 11,000 square feet of it in the West Edmonton Mall. And this is a huge mall, the biggest mall in North America. And Aurora just opened up a huge store, which will be holding events in West Edmonton Mall and it's now open. It's now open. So congratulations. If anybody's in Edmonton and they go to the mall, please make a video, send it to Rich TV Live. I would love to post it. Samuel says, patiently waiting for Sproutly to come on the scene. Yeah, you know, a lot of these companies, guys, once they get under $1, it's really, really dangerous. So be very, very careful with any stocks once they get under $1. Once they get under $1, I've said it many times, it's no man's land and it becomes really, really risky and very volatile. Sheldon Snow asks, good price for lab entry. I think these are good prices. I think these prices right now for labs are very good. I think labs... MediPharm Labs right there. $3.85. Like, yeah, I think that these are good prices. I think these are really good prices. Obviously, it's up huge over the year, so be careful. It could come back down. But if you look at since it actually started to really run, the lowest we have seen it this year is around, since it started to make its run. Obviously, it was as low as $1 at one point. But since it was starting its run, the lowest we've seen it since March 13th is $3.20. Currently at $3.84. Now, we've seen it over $5 multiple times, and we've seen it over $7. I believe that Labs has a chance to go up 100% from these prices. You might be able to get it a little bit lower, but I do believe the upside from here is at least 100%. That's my opinion. I think Labs has a great future, and I think the upside from here is at least 100% if you're willing to wait and be patient. Might not have to wait that long. The way they're growing and with their revenue growth and their positive cash flow, you might not have to wait that long for them to double in price. Reefer Aljoin says, oh, that tricky pot pill pharma needs patent and FDA approval. Ain't happening. Dale says, can't wait for insurance to cover medical cannabis coverage. Bird says, can't wait for the stigma for cannabis to change from stoner users to medical users. I think it's already changing. Sheldon Snow says, under $1, LHS Tilt, great prices, great price for Labs entry. Yeah, I mean, if you got into Labs last year, but we're not going to see Labs back to under $1. It's not happening. Reefer Aljoin says, Rich, you just found your Canna Lounge location. Call it the Wild Wild West, loco weed to feed the need. I like that. We need one in Vancouver. I don't have to drive or fly all the way to Edmonton just to go hang out. I'm not saying I won't, but man, I'd like to have something close. Bert says, how about options for cannabis? I've been ding this on ACB long calls. I think that calls for ACB are very, very lucrative right now. Sheldon Snow says, Labs is profitable. Labs is one of the most profitable companies in the sector as far as adjusted operating income. They are on the path to being one of the most profitable companies in the whole sector. And they have tons of revenue, and their revenue growth is growing every single quarter. Lisa and Nassif is saying, is Zeneva the next Zenabis? I wouldn't put Zeneva in Zenabis's even category. Zenabis has a location. Zenabis has a facility. Zenabis is selling product. Zeneva does not have their facility finished. They have not completed their facility. They're not selling product out of their glass facility. So they're not even close to being where Zenabis is. The only difference between Zeneva and Zenabis is Zeneva has a tighter share structure. You know, two companies that have been beat up a lot this year. I'm a shareholder of both. Bird says there are a couple of pics of the Flagship store online. Not much, but you could see it looks nice. Yeah, I've seen a few stores, but I'd like to go inside because sometimes you go inside and it's way different than what you think. Have I ever been to Edmonton? Yeah, I've been to Edmonton a few times. Sheldon Snow says Zenabis is way better than Saniva. Yeah, I don't even think it's close. Lisa and Nassif says, Rich, have a look at GW Pharma. Yeah, I'm very familiar with GW Pharma. I like them. They've got FDA approval. They're the only company in America right now that has FDA approval. Sheldon Snow says, doesn't matter what the share price is, hands down Xena. Well, I mean, you can't even compare them. Xena has a facility. Saniva is trying to complete their facility. So they're not in the same conversation. Reefer Al Joint says, bought Labs at 67 cents and sold at 212. Congratulations, that's huge. Lisan Nassif says, if GW Pharma has good earnings, it will fly. Well, I watched the last earning call on GW Pharma and the revenues are growing, but they're still not profitable. So they still are on the path to profitability. This is what everybody is searching for right now is profitability. Sheldon Snow says Cali has too many regulations. And a lot of people have been saying that, you know, in America, Cali's already done. So there's more opportunity now in new states where there isn't so much competition. Cherish It asks, thoughts on Dixie Brands? I think Dixie Brands is cool. I like that they're doing a deal with Arizona Iced Tea. I think that it has a lot of potential. But, you know, another stock that's under $1. So you got to be careful. It's very risky. Bert says, how about the black market? Will this ever go away? It will take a long time. It's going to take years and years and years to go away. Fazy says, Planet 13 in Las Vegas is pretty legit. I know. I haven't been there, but I've heard a lot about it. And it sounds like a cool experience. And I know that Planet 13 wants to open up a club. They want to get a pool. So I'm pretty excited about that. I would love to be able to go to Planet 13 one day, hang out with Mike Tyson, make some videos, live stream, you know, talk to the people. One day we will. Lisa and Nassif says GW Pharma are on their bottom. I don't know about that. You know, GW Pharma has a tight float, but is it worth $100? I don't know. I think the key with these stocks is be patient, watch them for a while, and try to identify the bottoms. Hammer Slammer asks, what do you think about ITHUF? I like Ianthus. I'm a big fan of Ianthus. I think I have a ton of potential. I think I have a ton of upside. Another company that needs to become profitable. It's the same thing. If these companies continue to show losses, we will not see the stock price grow. If they show profitability, we will see the stock prices grow. In my opinion, 2019 has been better for MSOs than Canadian companies because the MSOs are opening up a lot of stores. In Canada, we've had a real slow rollout of stores. I believe with edibles legalization, cannabis-infused beverage legalization, and more stores opening up specifically in Ontario, in Canada, I believe that the upside for the Canadian companies right now is tremendous. Sheldon Snow says, and Saniva focused only on Cali. Yeah, I'm not worried about their focus on Cali because I still think Cali's a huge market. I think that's actually a really good thing. I'm concerned about the fact that they're not able to get their facility finished and completed on time. That's what concerns me. Dale says they need to increase edible dosage from 10 to 50 to 100 milligrams. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. They're starting with 10 milligrams. They're starting slow. Hopefully in the future they increase it. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there. I was very disappointed to see 10 milligrams, but I'm not surprised because here in Canada, we're very conservative and they want to be very careful and they want to have a slow rollout. So hopefully in the future it grows. Reefer Aljoin says GW Pharma lost like 30%. It will pop up quick. Yeah, I think it's possible. But like we've seen with Tilray coming down, the shorters, they want you to justify your share price. Yeah, they have FDA approval. Yeah, they've got strong revenue growth. But are they still worth $100 like Scott's Miracle-Gro? No, they're not. They don't have $3 billion in sales. They don't got $370 million net income. So you have to be careful and you got to be realistic. I don't know if I'd be chasing the $100 stock, but I like them. They're definitely one of the biggest and the best companies in the sector, but I don't know if I'd be chasing a $100 stock. Is the US market open during the Thanksgiving? No. Lisa and Nisev says, I brought LK to the community. It went from 17 to 32 in less than 2 weeks. Nice pick, man. Will Johnson says, what do you think of cannabis producer Kronos partnering with Ginkgo Bioworks Inc. in a $122 million deal to genetically engineer? I think it's great news. I think Kronos Group has a chance to be one of the best. But like a lot of companies, they need to become profitable and they need to build their revenue. So a lot of deals, there's a lot of news, a lot of good things happening, but they're not profitable and they need more revenue. Yeah, I know Beyond Meat. I talked about Beyond Meat when they first became public. Stock exploded. It's done very well for members. But, you know, like everything else, it was heavily shorted. So I would be careful. Fazy says, Planet 13 employees told us it was the largest dispensary in the world. I'm not sure that's true, but those were their claims. It's possible. Reefer Aljoin says, $140 maybe, but 90 easy on GW Pharma. Sheldon Snows says, Kronos doesn't produce. They want to brand. Kronos will be massive. I agree. And they have $1 billion partner in Altria. I just want to see the revenue growth. Revenue growth isn't there, as far as I'm concerned. Nissan Nassif says, Beyond Meat, not 80. Come back in 2 weeks. It will be doubled. Doubled. That's a pretty big statement. Beyond Meat right now is at $81.62. In the last year, it's been as high as $238. It's been as low as these prices back in May when it first did its IPO, and it seems to be kind of maybe finding a floor. We'll see. We'll see. I appreciate your input.